our team. So it's been interesting.
Yeah, thank God we have the opportunity because a lot of poor people is going outside. They don't have any other options than work and very dangerous. Okay, we're missing Valeria. Valeria, are you here?
Hi, Astrid. How are you? Yes, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay, haven't seen you. Okay, great. Well, today we're gonna talk about the task 3, the contingency guide that we're doing as a replacement of the regular guide that we had. So I would love you to tell me about your experience. First of all, to tell me about your experience during this period without going to the schools, from your home, your pedagogical practices, your strategies to manage this new situation because it's really hard, I know. So please tell me about it as an introduction.
Okay, well, if you want to go first. Well, in my case, I have taken advantage of time to study a lot of English, especially grammar, because I want to take the test SEP2, and I know that I have to have a C1 level, so I have been practicing a lot. The 4 skills: reading, writing, speaking, listening, and I have found interesting material. I have found an app that is called TOEIC, and also a web page. I don't remember the name, but I have the link, and it's great to improve the 4 skills and to practice grammar. So I have been practicing a lot English with that apps, that page, and some books that I have. And well, according for the task 3, I think that was a great experience, because sometimes we think that create a workshop is easier than we think, and it isn't, because well, as the guy said, we have to choose a topic. Well, in my case, I choose technology, and I develop the activities according to that. And the most difficult in my case was try to find a reading and a listening audio about technology in the same level, because I made not only the grammar topic that was past simple, perfect present continuous. It was also create the words that they have to, the vocabulary that they have to learn according to that topic. So relate all that and all the activities with the same topic. I think that was the most challenging activity of that exercise.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you later, please, to show your partners some of your tasks, a part of your task, so for you to download it and be ready. Yes, as you said, it is hard to pick a topic, and everything has to be very, I mean, very clear for the students and also for the institution, and also with the parents. You have to take into account a lot of elements, and that's a challenge. But thank you, Valeria. So as I told you, later I'm going to ask you, please, to show us some of your material. um, Jenny, could you please tell me, you told me something last class that was interesting. I would like you to share with your partners your experience that you are working from home right now.
Okay, I'm a teacher in a public school. I'm staying home from oh my God, from March 17. And I need to prepare some work for my students. I'm a teacher in primary school. I teach in 3 different grades, in 5th grade, but 3 different, I don't know, classrooms, yeah. But it's an only social studies. I teach social studies, human development, science, and technology. And the work was hard, and I say I don't like. I don't like because I feel bad with my students. I try to have communication with all my 100 students for the homework, for doing a good assessment, but it's really hard. I'm boring. I love work with my students in the school. With the practice, I don't have change with the tags because I develop my practice in the community, online community. And the practice was interesting because I discovered many things about this bachelor, and I think it's hard to work with adults because with the kids you can doing many things and they are really happy and surprised with all your ideas, but with adults is difficult, and with the virtual environments are much difficult because you need to teach clear, and sometimes I have students with different level and it's hard, but I decide this is the last part for this bachelor, but it's all I start to develop my guide with the description and all things, but it's so many work and I don't end now. This is all.
Thank you, Jenny. I want to ask you something, and it is about your students from the public school that you said you work there. How was the response of them? You know, because they are sometimes very rebel. You know, for to take classes in situ classes. I can't imagine the responses of them with virtual classes. So could you please tell us something about that? The response of your students, it's been hard, or they've been connecting, they've been attentive to your classes?
The Bogota reality is the public students don't have resource for virtual class. Is the truth? Yeah. For the communication, I try to call them 2 or 3 days per week, and I design some works, and sometimes the parents or kids take photos and send me using WhatsApp, because the more or less 40% don't have internet in their homes. It's hard because I need to review with photos in my telephone. I think for primary students is the worst solution because they don't have resource and the time is hard, but the parents are really responsible, and I write using WhatsApp, remember the homeworks, and I need some results, and parents take photos, and I work with WhatsApp, only WhatsApp.
Okay, that's very interesting. Well, I thought maybe 10% of the students were connected and you could do some websites or some classes by Skype or something like that. So it is harder than I thought, but thank you. Andrea, please tell us your experience.
Well, it has been challenging. I think this situation is quite challenging in all aspects that you can imagine. For me, the first time I gave classes through internet and using media as my only resource. I was used to work in situ, and I have lots of materials and lots of games since I am a preschooler teacher. And obviously, the attention of the kids is very dramatic point in these kind of environments, because as you know, every kid has an approximate of 5 minutes per year. So it means that a boy of 1 year old will keep the attention in one single act for only 5 minutes. So you can imagine my oldest student is 5. So the maximum attention I can get from them in situ is 15 minutes. And well, in these cases, parents
sorry.
have been a lot of, sorry, what would you want to say?
Sorry, I just one
Okay.
question. But they have resources, right?
Yes, they do. They do.
Okay.
Most of the parents get the possibility to connect and to
So we
stay
can
at
see the
home and help
difference
the
here,
kids.
you see? We can see the difference here in public schools. Most of them don't even have a computer or internet connection. And yours, private, they have the resources. So that's something to analyze too.
Yeah, I was listening to my partner, and she said like parents are super committed to this, and they send through WhatsApp whatever the kids are doing. Well, in my case, it's the opposite. We actually have to follow the parents and beg behind them to please connect, even though they do have the resources. To please stay there with the kids because they just turn on the computer and got on the internet class, and they leave the child alone. So you're like fighting, trying to get the attention of the kid so he doesn't go running away or go get his toys and everything else. So that's also a big challenge in this situation. But it has been also very interesting that us as teachers will have to manage to do new methodologies to get their attention and learn to use another resources. For example, this morning, well, almost half a day, I had a course of how to handle one very interesting, what is like a platform that allowed you to give classes and also to have a feedback on their students' work. It's called CISO, and it's very interesting. I have never used it before, and I thought about it, and maybe if this situation wouldn't happen, maybe I wouldn't have never learned how to use it. So we have to see the positive in every situation, and that way, well, I guess we're gonna be able to make things be happier for us and for the kids as well.
Okay, thank you. Remember you have some sessions to prepare here in our CIPA. This is like a CIPA for us, these meetings that we are having. So I'm going to ask you please to show us that platform that you say, because I haven't heard about it and it sounds very interesting. And I think it is we could take advantage of these encounters to learn. So I would like you, please,
Sure.
in the date that I established that you had to
To change
do,
it for the one I have it.
you have Genially
Okay, I
too.
don't expose Genially. Yes.
So it could be a little bit of Genially and the other a brief introduction of that platform that you say. I would think that would be useful for all of us.
Sure, that'll be great.
Thank you. Okay, so you have some questions for your partners. Andrea, I was going to ask you if the foundation has contact you or you had the opportunity to talk to them in order to offer them some help.
Yes, I just talked with the person in charge of the foundation. She's not here at the city right now. She's having to take care of her mother. She's in another city of Colombia. But she said that she's super able to help us in whatever we think we might need. So I already offered her the material we're getting for the step number 3. So she said that she will be super happy to send it to the school that has a secondary grade because they work with 3 schools, but only one of them have a secondary grade. And she said that, well, right now the teachers are working on virtual environments too, but the English teacher just sent a bunch of material for them to do by themselves. So the kids supposedly have to get them back when they come back from quarantine. So right now she was like, you're open to do whatever thing you want to do, and they will use it whenever they can. They're super happy to receive help on that behalf.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So when you send them some material, please save the evidence, the screenshot, because as I told you, they are going to ask you for evidence of everything due to the fact you don't have to go to the school. So they want to make sure that we're doing a good job. Okay, well, I wanted us to talk about the task 3. We have a difference here, but not so much, because Jenny also had to design a worksheet, well, a lot of worksheets and a lot of classes, because she has planned a lot of classes for her community, and you have to do a worksheet. So I would like you to show me, as I ask Valeria, to show me the advance or an advance of your task 3. Like show me some material or something that you've done from that task, and so we can socialize. Who wants to start?
Well, if you want, I have here my worksheet. I can
Oh,
start.
thank you. Yes, I would love to see that.
Okay, let me share the screen. I'm from my cell phone, so I I hope that you can see
I don't
well.
know if that's possible from your cell phone. I think it's possible.
Well, let me see. I think that is possible. I think
Yes,
so, but
perfect.
um, can you see the screen?
Yes,
I'm not sure you can. Do you?
I can. I don't know
Yes.
if your partners.
Okay.
Can
Well,
you? Andrea
well,
and Jenny, can you see?
No, no, we cannot see it.
Yes, I can. Yes.
can you check again? Because I don't know if it's a problem from my cell phone or is.
I can see your
No,
work.
you can. Okay. So, well, the activity was designed, as the guy said, for students between 13 and 17 years old. And the topic that I chose to develop this was technology because I think that is an interesting topic and it can get motivation for them. And the topic in the grammar topic was simple past and progressive past. So here is in this first part is the introduction. What they are going to do and all that. And in the first sheet, we have a grammar explanation with some examples and some exercises in order that they did the exercises. And later, we start the second sheet. The first part is listening. I get this audio from a web page and put the link. And well, the idea is that they listen the audio that is about technology and they complete some questions about true or false. Later, there are some questions that they have to, in this section, there are some questions that they have to answer in pairs. And what I designed in this worksheet is this vocabulary box. So students are going to find vocabulary box or grammar box. There are some boxes with a specific vocabulary or grammar explanation. And later is the activity of the reading. So the first step is that they are going to read the article. And above read the article, they are going to talk about what they think the article is about. So they are going to talk with the partners, and later they are going to read this article. Are going to find
I don't hear well your voice. No, I don't hear your voice, Valeria. I don't know if your partners are listening to you. I can hear you.
It seems like the internet connection is failing. That's the reason why it sounds like she was frozen.
Andrea and I forget the name of our partner.
Now we can hear you well. There.
Okay. So do you want that I start from the beginning, or do you hear the beginning?
I heard the
I
beginning.
just heard the introduction. Yes.
Okay, but the second sheet, do you hear something or nothing?
Just that you put an audio link and then I lost the sound.
Okay, so I'm going to start from that part. I was telling you that all the activities for the four skills are with the topic technology and with the grammar topic that is past simple and present perfect continuous. So here the first activity of the listening is with an audio that I took from a web page, and the first questions are very simple because it's about the listening comprehension, and they have to say if it's true or false. For the second activity, they have to talk in pairs about some questions, but it's not related to the audio. It's just some questions about technology, and the idea that they use the grammar according with the tenses. And I was telling you that in the worksheet I use some boxes like this one that have vocabulary or grammar explanation. So the idea is that they, I designed in this way in order that they can see and get more attention in that parts. For example, here there are some other boxes. In the reading activity, the idea is that they are going to answer this question: what do you think is the topic about? So the idea is that they speak a little about that, and later are going to read the article. And in the second step is that they are going to write the new vocabulary, and for that, this space has been designed. And later, they are going to read again, and as you can see, there are some words that are highlighted in gray color. So the idea is that they are going to choose between two options, according with the correct grammar. So they have to decide if this is a simple past tense or a progressive past. Okay, and they are going to have a reading comprehension also with some true-false questions. I realized in this reading that there are a lot of phrasal verbs. So for that, I decided to do a phrasal verb section. Here is the grammar box about grammar, about phrasal verbs. So this is a little explanation about how they can use the phrasal verbs and the structure. So with these phrasal verbs that is about technology, they are going to create in this exercise some sentences using past simple or past continuous. And this is the last activity, and is about compound nouns. Also here it have a little grammar box about what is a compound noun and what is the structure of a compound noun. And they have some compound nouns that appears in the text, that is these ones, and they have to match with the meaning. And basically this is the worksheet.
Wow, I think it's great, that worksheet. I love the grammar boxes and the keywords and some short explanations about the vocabulary or the grammar, like some keys they would need. I like
Yes.
that. I like that because I don't like direct explanations of the topic. I like when they have to follow the knowledge and they have some keys all over the worksheet. I think it is a good strategy for them to learn. How many time How much time, sorry, do you think they're going to spend doing this worksheet?
Well, I think that maybe 1 hour. Then 1 hour because these activities take a little time, especially the reading because they
I
have
would
to read
say
at
more,
least
yes.
two. Yes,
I would
maybe.
say much more than that, and that was what I'm going to tell you. I think the reading is a little longer. Uh, I don't know. I think it would be better if it is shorter, you know, because
Yes,
the student got bored. Imagine we're in a virtual class. I mean, if they're going to do it in their own time, I mean, in a virtual environment, and you have like 1 week for them to do the worksheet on their own, okay. But if we're going to do it in a class, I think it's a little bit long. And when the time the class is finished, they're not going to finish the reading part. So that
yes.
would be my only suggestion.
I thought the same, but it was very difficult in my case to find a reading with the topic technology, and that I can do this exercise in the highlighted gray words because the other readings that I found about technology was in simple present or past present perfect, in other tenses, and not in this tense that was the tense that I would need. So for that reason, I choose a long reading because I didn't find another one that works for the thing that I was going to do. Because if
Okay.
I found another topic, if the listening was I found another listening, the same topic, but with in an easier level, for example, a A1 level or something like that. So the difference was so huge.
Okay, but remember, we can create our own
Mm-hmm.
readings. I mean, you can create one reading that is shorter and include some aspects. I mean, as an inspiration of this reading, you can include some expressions or the same technique that is highlight the words, you know, but you can create your own. So don't think that's a limitation, okay? For the next time, I think it's great, your worksheet. That's my only suggestion. And remember that you can create your own readings and your own listening. It is very good when the students hear our own voices as teachers in the listening exercises, for example, because they can recognize the effort of the teacher, okay? But for the rest, I think it's okay. I don't know if Andrea and Jenny has other comments, please.
I
Okay,
only have a question,
Yes, tell me.
and is that I saw you use two of the themes options that the worksheet the teacher sent us. You use sorry, I'm not so sure which ones they were, but I was going to ask if we can actually use two themes. Oh, we should use only one.
I'm lost.
Uh,
I remember.
yes, I don't understand.
Sorry. Okay.
The
In
options,
the
I'm reading the guide. The options for the worksheet are simple past and simple present, or present perfect and future perfect, or simple future and continuous future. Is that what you mean, Andrea?
yes, I was that was exactly my question. Is only one of them or both? Like simple past
Both,
and progressive past. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
both
That
of
was
them.
the clarification I was going to ask.
And I was going to tell you something, Andrea, before I forget. You can adapt the guide for the population of the foundation, okay, for those ages.
Oh, great, because I was having trouble with that.
Yes,
Reason
please.
why I haven't started yet the worksheet because I was like, oh my goodness, but my kids are 12 to 14, and this
Yes, please. I'm going
is
to ask you,
as
please.
for 13 to 16. I was like, oh my god, what should I do?
No, because the idea is the foundation can have that material. I didn't know that because they decided that later. That's why I did that ages limit. But now that I know that they're going to use that material, so please adapt from that for that ages.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Okay. Jenny, you have any comments?
I only say congratulations because your work is amazing. You have a amazing organization and it's easy for pay attention for the colors and the distribution. I think it's amazing work.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
so
I
much.
consider that it was a very, very good job. Valeria, I just had one more suggestion. Please put the source, the web page source, besides or below or wherever you want the resource. I mean, in
Yes,
that reading, in that reading, you have to put the link of the
yes.
source. Okay,
Here,
it is there.
actually, yes,
Okay, thank you. Yes, right there. Okay,
yes, it's
perfect.
actually
So I
here,
don't have more suggestions.
and the
It is
audio is
very
here.
good. Okay. Okay, so it is very, very good. Okay, thank you, Valeria. I don't know if maybe Jenny, could you please show us some of your worksheets that you've been working with the online community?
I don't have designed the worksheet like Valeria
No, it doesn't
because
matter. No, doesn't matter.
because in I started last week, but my homework is different, my task 3, and I
Yes,
need to
yes, I know.
find a long text about it. I have some examples about the presentation with my work. I don't know if it's okay.
Yes, I would like you to show them some of your slides and exercises you've been applying in the community. It doesn't have to be specifically for the task 3, you know,
Ah,
but I've seen you've done some exercises for that website, online classes, and it would be interesting for us to see.
okay. Just a moment, I search my lesson plan.
Thank you. While you're searching for your file, Andrea, could you please show us something you've been doing for the foundation or for the task or for your practice, some worksheets or some activities?
Sorry, tutor, I don't have them right now, right here. I have them in my other advice, but I would love to show them. I don't know why I didn't get them on time.
Yes, it is
Sorry,
a
I will be
shame. You don't
prepared
have
for the
nothing?
next one. No, not right
Maybe
here.
from your work could be too some activities from that classroom you said online exercises.
Oh, let me see if I have something here. I think I don't because I have it in a USB and I lent it to someone who went to work.
Yes, it would be. I think it would be all of you are managing these classes. I don't know. It could be
Okay,
missing
I found.
classes.
Okay, teacher. I have this class. This I the. Oh my God, my computer is dead. Oh, sorry, I have technical problems.
Don't worry, you'll have. But meanwhile, I'm going to. Um,
Okay,
okay. Okay.
yeah. I don't know if you can see my presentation.
I don't think you haven't shared
Yeah.
screen.
Just a moment. So, this computer is. Okay. Now you
Yes.
can see. Yep.
Yes, I can see it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. For the online community, I have basic students, but it's funny because in many cases I have intermediate and advanced students because they need to review for the CEPTO tests. or exam, and they need to review and practice easy topics. This is, I have practice with grammar time and with weekly encounters. For each class, the tutor give me the topic for prepare the class. All class needs some preparation. Each student decide how to prepare the class. I always design a small presentation, and I try to give more importance for the speaking skill because it's the common illness. Yeah, is the students has afraid to speak in other language, and I try to give the class an open space for reading and talking. Yeah, and this is the general presentation. I try in weekly encounter give some concepts about the topic. The students read the presentation and we discuss about it. My class is around from 2 until 4 students each hour because I need to do a 1 hour class. Okay, I try to ask about the topic, the most important tips, and sometimes if I know, I give some phonetics tips for improve the pronunciation. I try to ask all time about the question because it's important to talk about what sentence or what vocabulary is new for each student. It's hard because they are adults and sometimes they feel bad because they don't know all vocabulary or think the question will be stupid, but I always say it's important to ask before to leave the class and you have many questions later. But okay, we have this topic was introduction. I talk about formal and informal situation, the difference, and they say their introductions. And I try to do a writing skill activities. Sometimes they answer in a paper or maybe in chat box because the practice is using Skype, and later we complete the information with the answer box. Sometimes